You're listening to Mind, Body, Home with your host, Sarah Ann. Is your home keeping you stuck? You may or may not realize it, but if you are feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, unable to keep up, there are most likely clues inside your home pointing exactly where you're feeling stuck. Now, you could be feeling stuck financially. Maybe you're not hitting a savings goal, or maybe you're always feeling like you can't catch a break. You might be feeling stuck in a relationship or stuck in your career, right? You can be stuck by any life circumstances. The feeling of being stuck can be felt in more ways than one. And I'm going to be sharing a few examples of where I personally have been feeling stuck. Uh, but first, I want to give you an update and an apology, really, for being so inconsistent with the podcast recently and not getting them out bi-weekly as I had promised. March was just a really crazy month. I actually don't know if I shared this on the podcast before or yet, but I started a new branch of Jade Scott Design called Tasked. It's virtual assistance meets freelance design side hustle, basically. It's mind, body, home meets mind, body, business. I am helping female entrepreneurs streamline their back ends, button up their branding, helping them create marketing materials and a few different things. It's also becoming a place for women in business to come together in community. There's very obviously a lot of political and cultural shakeup right now, and I knew that it was time to come together and explore ways in which we can start creating the change that we want to see. I have had many conversations with women over the years, and I have tried actually quite a few times to get like a women's group started, and it looked a little bit different each time. But this really feels like the time is now. Um, I think it's important that, yes, we create the change that we actually want to see. We need to ensure that our rights as females, as small business owners, as human beings serving through what we feel is our purpose stays alive and well. And that's going to be the topic for our first gathering, which is happening this Friday, April 11th at noon. If you are a woman in business and you're actually interested in joining that conversation, I do invite you. Please email me, jsd@jadescottdesign.com. I'll put that in the show notes to get you on the list so that you can attend. It's going to be a Zoom call. Friday over lunch, just casual, no prep, no nothing. Just bring yourself and feel free to sit and listen. Feel free to contribute. All good things. My intention is to have these gatherings, and I'm calling it Women Gather. My intention is to have them monthly, and I created the circle because I needed support myself. As a solo entrepreneur, I also need to bounce ideas off people. There are times I need mental or emotional support. There are times I feel burnout or like I'm not doing enough, or maybe I need help with creating something new for my business and I'm not sure, like, are people going to get it? Just again, having a support system, having a community to help me grow my business. I feel like a lot of women could use that kind of support. A lot of us are running very heart-centered businesses alone. And, we need support, period. And what women do so well is come together in community. So these conversations will not always be politically focused. That's just what we're going to start with on Friday. It will be more or less, what kind of support do you actually need right now? Do you need a referral? Do you have an idea for your business and just want to bounce it off of us? Or maybe you want to beta a new product or service or conduct a little market research, right? Just having a community there to give you some feedback can sometimes be just gold, right? I have just been with creating Tasked, and if you're not understanding, it's Tasked, Tasked. I've just been following like little breadcrumbs. I really don't have it all figured out on what it's going to become, what it's going to look like. I've just been leaning into my intuition. The whole idea behind starting another business and bringing women together was a very quiet whisper while I was doing dishes at the sink. I started looking for part-time work and I wasn't really finding anything that I wanted to do. And I remember saying to my husband, like, do I just need to go to Costco and pick up a part-time gig? And for my body, it was just like a very confident, hell no. That is not what I'm looking for. That is not what I want. And I've been listening to my body more to help me make more informed decisions because we feel from the body. We think from the mind, but we feel from the body. Our intuition, our inner guide creates feelings. It uses emotion to guide us. So again, mind, body, home. We need to listen to the body and to the home to help us make informed decisions. Like the feeling, the emotion behind a decision should come from that intuitive space. Most people have it backwards, right? They use their mind to try and think their way through a hardship or towards a solution. In Mind Body Home Alignment, I teach you somatic and domatic practices to help you begin listening to the wisdom of your home and your body to ensure you're moving towards the life you want to create that is also guided by your inner spirit. I was at the kitchen sink, washing dishes, not really thinking about much when the message, start with those already on your path, just dropped right in. And even though I really wasn't looking or thinking about work at that time, I knew exactly what the message meant. I knew exactly what my next step was. I reached out to 2 women and said, hey, I've been looking for work. I'm not seeing anything out there that's inspiring me. As a business owner, I know there's always a to-do list. Is there anything I can help you take off your plate? And I was 2 for 2. One said yes, and the other one, she said, I don't have anything for you right now, but I actually was just on a call with someone that I think maybe it could be a good fit. She sent her my information. I was 2 for 2. And I have been working steadily with both women now for 6 months. And then when I announced the Women Gather community that I wanted to incorporate into the bigger picture, the interest and the excitement for that has been just really incredible. So all of that is to say that is why the podcast has suffered a little bit in March, but I do feel like I have a good handle on my calendar and better time blocking now. So I am staying committed to a bi-weekly podcast episode. If you are a female entrepreneur interested in business support or you want to be part of our Women Gather community, again, just email me, jsd@jadescottdesign.com. Again, for me, this is Mind, Body, Home meets business, and I'm excited to start applying some of my framework and philosophy into this new venture supporting women in business. Okay, so interestingly, at the same time that I've been taking steps to get this new business off the ground and pull together a group of women, when I announced that I was expanding my services to support women, I reached out to those already in my network, just as that soft whisper had said to do. Start with those already on your path. I was also becoming very agitated at the same time about the state of my garage. And you're probably thinking, what the hell does your garage have to do with starting a business and supporting women? Well, everything. My garage is 2.5 car spaces. Here in Florida, you get a 2-car garage and you get a half carport for stowing your golf cart. Obviously, golf carts are priority here in Florida. So as you can imagine, it's a pretty large space, and it became sort of a hangout space for the kids. They would do some crafting in there. They'd ride their scooter and rollerblade. We have a TV out there, so they would just hang out, and kids being kids, they just they destroyed it. It became a mess out there, and, it was messy for quite a few months, to be honest, and it was bugging the shit out of me. So here's the interesting part. The garage sits in my career gua and my helpful people gua, and that's when it clicked to me. I am feeling stuck in getting a part-time job, and who can I pull or who can I call upon to help get me something going? And interestingly, the garage was also just a sticking point for me inside my home. So I didn't I didn't necessarily go in there right away and start decluttering and cleaning. I just made the connection, and that alone was enough to bring me to my own aha moment, right? And I had started taking action on reaching out, expanding it to a few more women, expanding it into a community space. The more action I took, the clearer the path came. Right? Rumi's famous quote, when you start to walk on the way appears. Or my coaching mentor, Susie Moore, she likes to say, with action comes clarity. And it's so very true because I was feeling stuck in my career and feeling a sense of lack in my support system, within the business. And by listening to the wisdom of my home and my intuition, the path forward began to appear. So now that things are moving along quite nicely with my latest ventures, and I've also witnessed a spark of creativity coming through in other ways for Mind Body Home. I want to keep that momentum going. I want to express gratitude, like, yes, thank you. I'm here. I'm listening. I want more of this. I decided just this past weekend to help keep that momentum going by cleaning out my garage. And I did it while holding that intention. I kept a small space for the kids to still be able to hang out. I also decluttered. I donated quite a few boxes that had just been sitting in there waiting to be dropped off somewhere. And I organized it in a way that I can now pull my car in and not have to get into a car in like 100-degree, not have to get into a 100-degree vehicle when I leave at 3 o'clock to pick up the kids. And most importantly, I can check it off my mental to-do list. So where is your home keeping you stuck? Here's another example. A client recently shared with me her own aha moment. She told me that she always felt like the day would get away from her before she even made her first cup of coffee. She woke up feeling stressed, feeling agitated, already feeling behind, getting out the door late almost every single morning. And when we talked about it, I asked her, what can you do quickly, like in 3 minutes or less, before bed that will help you alleviate that morning stress? What can you prepare the night before? Is it prepping lunches? Is it showering at night? Is it getting up 10 minutes early to just sit quietly with a cup of coffee that you started preparing the night before and now it's brewed and ready when your alarm goes off? What is one thing you think that would make your morning routine less stressful? And just in talking about it with her, I saw the light bulb go off. She told me that her kitchen counter was always a mess. It's her island counter, so it's large. It sits in the middle of their very open floor plan, and it's the first thing she sees when she comes out of the bedroom. And immediately it stressed her out because it was always filled with papers and clutter and keys and hats and sunglasses and dishes, right? So she decided her solution was to clear the island counter each night before bed. That way, when she comes out, she starts her day with a clear counter and a clear mind, right? She's even engaged the kids to help out. Her daughter now prepares her lunch beside her while she cleans off her counters. And so, win-win. She's, not only clearing the counter for her own well-being, she's setting such a beautiful example to her daughter that you can have an intentional start to your day, right? You can be intentional with your time, and that rushing out the door is a choice, just like getting out the door in time is a choice. What a gift she's giving that little girl, a gift of living in a stress-free environment, and also a gift to herself. So your home is keeping you stuck in more ways than one. It just takes a little bit of curiosity to see where it might be playing out for you. Being open and asking the right questions. My guide on overwhelm, it's an approach to balancing work, life, and home. It could be a really great resource for you. You can reclaim your home and your well-being by simply choosing a different way. So if you constantly feel stretched thin, managing work and family and the house, or you're craving a little bit more balance and you don't even know where to start, you feel like your home is adding to your stress, or you're tired of feeling like you're always catching up, check out the guide. In it, I share ways to identify hidden stressors, some steps to create a home that supports you, daily alignment rituals, and a reflection worksheet to help you uncover what it is that is keeping you stressed at home so you can come to your own aha moment. And lastly, I also provided you with a bonus 30 ways to end distractions and what to do instead. This is gold because, quite frankly, the reason we are so stressed out is because we are incredibly distracted and dissociated. And so many people are like, I don't know what to do with my time. I don't know how to end that. This bonus is powerful because it helps you create a distraction-free, stress-free lifestyle. Yes, literally a lifestyle. It offers ways for you to live more mindfully and with more intentional. Being more intentional about your time gives you time back. Because that's the biggest complaint I hear, especially from women, is there's not enough time in a day to get it all done. When you are intentional, you get your time back. You can purchase the guide at the link in the show notes or head to Jade Scott Design to check out all of my other offerings. In my next episode, I'm going to do a little twist on decluttering. I'm going to be talking about digital clutter. Digital clutter is quickly becoming the next clutter epidemic. Just because it's out of sight does not mean it's out of mind, right? Digital clutter, just like physical clutter, is still energy, and energy occupies space. In this case, probably headspace. Just as I was tasking in my head about getting the garage cleaned out for several weeks, the digital clutter on my laptop, the digital photos I've been wanting to do something with, right? The passwords I want to go in and change just to tighten up my financial security, all of that is taking up mental space until I get it done. And as we are becoming more aware of, when mental space is crowded, overwhelm sets in. I'm actually thinking of also holding a workshop, or I don't know, maybe like a digital decluttering class or gathering even. I like the idea of that. I'm all about these gatherings lately where we could come together and we pick something that we want to work on digitally and we do it together. Just, in community over Zoom. I don't know, like this idea is sort of just landing on me as I'm talking to you. So I like the idea of that. If that's something interesting to you, email me and let me know. It could be really powerful to do something like that with community support. I mean, because really, like cleaning files on your computer or going through photos on your phone, it sounds so tedious and boring, and, it's the reason why we don't do it. But I do know how good it will feel to get it off of our to-do list. So yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling about that, and maybe it becomes something that we do quite regularly. We'll see. I don't know. I'm following the breadcrumbs here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about digital clutter in my next episode. My friends, until next time, I'm sending you so much love and gratitude.